All right, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, let's see if this one's working. Fuck. I hate it. I hate it. Damn it.
Why is it not working?
I can hang on. There you are.
What's not working?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So we're on, I'm pretty positive we're on the YouTubes now. But now it takes away the fun question aspect. I guess I'll have to look at YouTube now to see what the fuck is going on. This is so annoying. I can't get over how annoying this is.
What's wrong?
What's wrong is that Restream has started to suck more and more. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I've been trying to solve for that. Basically. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to delete these old ones. So that they're gone.
It's going to go to YouTube.
You just go to YouTube and see if this is even fucking working. I'm so annoyed right now.
Let's see. YouTube. So are we supposed to be live right now?
We are live right now.
ORM. Yeah, I'm watching me and you right now.
Okay, good. So it's working. Okay. So we are chatting away right now about this exciting news. And I want to know what your thoughts are.
I have tons of questions, mainly because we only know that OCRWC and Spartan are going to collaborate and nothing else. I'm also very surprised just because these are two companies that have notoriously not gotten along.
Right.
And it's a bit like, I don't know, like two of my good friends who have never gotten along are all of a sudden buddy. And it's hard to not be a little skeptical.
Sorry, I'm texting other people who may want to join it.
Okay. So I want to be super excited about it. It also just seems super weird and out of left field. So I would know more about how.
Should we? You can say no, but do you want to say what maybe we talked about yesterday? And you can say no, by the way.
What we talked about yesterday?
Yeah.
What did we
2 days ago? 2 days ago.
Wait, I don't remember what we talked about.
Well, I'm not going to say it. You called me about something that was very important to you.
Well, yeah, I'll talk about that. Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's, and by the way, I had no idea when you called me that this was happening. I had no idea. I knew that I was bug aging a lot and was like, where is this fucking location so we can buy a fucking ticket? And he's like, nothing's coming. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Then it went from I can't tell you to holy shit, it's huge news and I can't tell you. So anyway, I haven't known anything, but if you want to talk about what you were thinking about.
So yeah, this kind of relates to this, hopefully. Matt and I were talking about how to preserve the traditional side of Spartan racing, essentially, as a focus of elite sport in particular. Because obviously there's tons of athletes who are disappointed that the 3K series appears to be the only elite focus next year. So, yeah, we were talking about what can be done from the aspect of media and the athletes if we try to collaborate together with outside sponsors. Basically, what could we do if Spartan does not take a role in trying to put any focus on the traditional races. So I don't know. That's a general take on it, but
yeah. So, I mean, I think that, I guess what it makes me think is that when it's like, we all have been saying since day one, why don't you guys play nice together? And everybody's ego is so engaged that it's like, nope, I'm the best. I'm the real obstacle racing. Let's say if it's Spartan versus Savage or pretty much anybody, or I'm the real world championship, which is kind of an OCRWC versus Spartan versus world obstacle and Ian. And I guess it's like, it's 10 years in. We're the only ones left. Maybe we should like help each other. I mean, that's my kind of general take before doing anything besides reading that press release.
So, it makes me kind of confused because Spartan is partnering with World OCR as well, and aren't
World Obstacle, Nicole. By the way, it's World Obstacle. I have to correct you.
What did I say?
I always say World OCR, and after multiple or FISO, after multiple emails to Ian, he's always like, it's World Obstacle, and he's got a nice big logo at the bottom of his email. So yes, that's it.
Okay. So it sounds like Spartan has partnered with World Obstacle, who, to my knowledge, there's still some contention between World Obstacle and OCRWC.
Right.
And so that also seems like a weird, like, love triangle going on.
I love that term.
Are we going to partnership with OCRWC and World Obstacle? It's like a rom-com, you know, they started each other, but really they're just made for each other.
Yeah. So, I was saying that I thought World Obstacle was going to somehow be a part of the TM podium presentation, which I think would go horribly wrong because the people in TM like don't care about that stuff. And I thought, that's kind of World Obstacle's move, is like PR around these championships. Look, we're, you know what I mean? And they decided to make that announcement earlier this year that World's Toughest Mudder is now the official 24-hour OC. So I was actually pleasantly surprised that that was not a part of it at all.
That wasn't a part of it.
That they didn't send Ian or somebody similar to be like, hey guys, we're so proud of this.
Gotcha. Yeah. Which I don't know. Have you talked about this? The fact that they've designated the World's Toughest Mudder as the official 24-hour race, it makes it seem like Spartan 24 hours gone. Has that been like officially stated, or have you even talked about it?
It feels like that. I've been saying I don't think it's coming back. I think it was kind of like, especially with the Tahoe thing, it was like, okay, we're done with this. We have WTM this year. Let's push everybody over there. And why don't we maybe keep pushing them over there? It just felt like it might have sped up something that may have happened next year anyway. But then again, Joe does love his, like, I'll give you $1 million if you can do a Spartan for 24 hours thing. So who the F knows? Maybe they keep both, but it kind of feels like it, but it's also like, we don't even know where the series is this year. Do you know where the series is this year?
Nope.
You should have a big banner. The dream team looks forward to seeing you at, and like have them like record a video, but like just open their mouth and then you'll mumbling. What's that?
They're just like mumbling, like, because they don't really know where they're going or what they're doing.
Right.
This announcement is about the same as if someone were to say that Battle Frog is coming back.
Yeah, maybe people don't care as much as I thought. Maybe everyone is sitting on their, what do you call it? It's only been 17 minutes, but hardly anybody's on this chat, and there's like 3 comments. I just thought this feels like a huge thing to me. Maybe everybody's just in post, what do you call it? Post
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, by the way,
I don't know.
Emma had a little pumpkin pie for breakfast, so I finished it. No shame, okay, in that game.
No, definitely no shame. And if there's any company out there shaming people,
no one would ever do that. No one would ever say, you better do a ruse before you eat some pumpkin pie with your family. No one would ever do that.
I think that people probably don't understand the implications here. I think like maybe we should talk about that, like what it probably means. What I think it means is that this is a way for there to be longevity in the mountain racing type of course that OCRWC and Spartan both share. So basically, we've seen the 3K series announced. We've seen Spartan say that there's not going to be another elite series like the past ones on mountain courses. That the focus is entirely on the 3K series now. And so this partnership with OCRWC may be a way for there to be some emphasis on those standard longer mountain courses, right?
Okay, well, how would that look other than OCRWC's one event a year?
I don't know. But last year or this past year, we saw a decrease in prize money at OCRWC, which was not the most encouraging for the sport in general. And then, obviously we've just heard so much about this 3K format and haven't heard anything about going back to the standard races. So I don't know. I think that it's probably a good sign is all I'm saying, that there's going to still be some influx of support and focus into that 15K distance. Obviously OCRWC has a 3K as well and 100 meter, but I don't know. What do you think? Does it mean something else to you?
I'm such a fucking cynic, Nicole. I mean, I'm so cynical because here's what I'm thinking while you're saying all that.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is something that you and I did talk about, which is the way that Spartan gets very excited about what's in front of its face and then is distracted by something else. Mm-hmm. So you had someone that you know very well run a Spartan Trail Championship. Does anybody know, if they weren't following my channel or they're not friends with the people that went? I mean, honestly, it's like if you look at the amount of marketing and cool videos and epic, the Spartan Trail World Championship, like it is a big deal. It should be a big deal. You want to attract the best runners, et cetera, et cetera. And then it happens and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, like that happened. Sorry, we were off worrying about Abu Dhabi in 2 weeks or working on this announcement or DECA or you know what I mean? So that's part of me is just like, which would probably be good for Adrian in that maybe they've given Adrian like some marketing and some money and then they'll leave him alone.
Yeah. And we've also seen like the flip side of things where Spartan, they don't want to have anyone else in the pot, right? Like they want to control everything. And so I guess that would be the fear, is that they would change something that a lot of us find super special in OCRWC.
Yeah, I mean, I think, but like, what are they going to do? Like hang giant banners and like, what are they going to do?
I don't know.
We'd love to see your comments, people who are clearly busy Black Friday shopping and not watching us, to the biggest fucking news to happen in the sport in 10 years.
I guess I imagine that there'll be some Spartan obstacles there if Spartan has an influence now, but
please not the spear throw. That's like the only thing, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really sure how it would change.
A Spartan obstacle would be nice. I'm trying to think what they would add that would be that we don't already have. Maybe the sand, like maybe one of the heavy carries, like, because what are they we all know they don't really have. I mean, like, I guess they could add a Z wall, but like, do we already have that with another race?
Yeah. Twister would be a good addition.
Yeah.
Although the thing, I mean, OCRWC obstacles are mandatory completion and Spartan ones aren't built with that in mind too. So it would be interesting to see what they would contribute. And that I guess that kind of raises the question too. You have a sport, you have a race series that has penalties coming into a mandatory obstacle completion race, where the other races that contribute obstacles are pretty much mandatory obstacle completion, aren't they? Savage Race is a big one. And then I don't know, like Indian Mud Run, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like Savage hasn't even donated an obstacle the last couple of years.
Oh,
I'd have to look at the map, or if anybody wants to comment.
Yeah.
They might have sent them the plans and said, here, build this, but like they haven't really had a presence.
That's true.
Again,
like an actual obstacle that was like, this is a Savage obstacle. Yeah.
Right. It's like all the little guys send all their obstacles, right? Because they kind of want the love and they need it. And so, but that is kind of what makes OCRWC so great, is that you get these other, like we don't have Dragon's Back at another thing, and we don't have certain rigs or certain low rigs that we like in an everyday race. So yeah, I don't know. I just want to know where the fuck it is. I want to book my Airbnb. This does make me think it's probably America, but that could be wrong too.
Interesting.
Like if it's not going to be Stratton again, right? Which it could be.
A Spartan venue that we've seen.
Spartan gets money. Spartan gets money from their venues. And if you heard me talk earlier this year, Stratton was like, we're a rich people town. We don't care. But a lot of these other places can write a big check.
I'm going to say it's Tahoe.
I hope it's Tahoe. That'd be fun, right?
That would be good.
Actually, I would prefer the East Coast now that I think about it. I would much prefer the East Coast. Is everything far for you? Like if you're in Colorado, how far is that like SoCal flight?
I don't know. Colorado's pretty central. And we have a major international airport, so it's pretty easy to fly to anything.
Right.
But post travel is harder, like just because how you're going into a different time zone in that direction. It's harder to go to the East Coast and race for sure. The West Coast is like shorter flights, and it's like an easier time zone to adjust to.
Well, since nobody cares about this news, why don't we just talk about some other stuff? Like, what's your favorite like weed shop? Where do you get your edibles in Colorado? Let's do like let's do an influencer video. The top 5 places in Colorado.
I would not know, actually.
Okay.
I I don't know what to say. You some friends that might know though.
Right. Who did win the trail championship? Was it Annie? Who went?
So Ariel won.
Ariel.
Yeah. And then second place, I don't remember her name. I just know the Ariel, and then my roommate Carly was third. And then Rose was, I think, top 5.
Right.
Okay. And what, they had so many races.
Your roommate lives in the van with you? How do you guys fit?
No, she doesn't live in the van with me. I don't know if she's ever even been in the van with me. Oh, she has. Yeah.
Is the van life over, or is it parked outside?
The van is parked outside, and it's interesting because I don't know. I think about every like few months, I'm like, should I sell it? And then I don't want to. Yeah. So
I feel like now is a good time. I feel like it's peak van season. Don't you think?
I wouldn't say winter is not very, very much a van season, but in general, it is like the van century. Yes. It is like the year of the van.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. So like before that's over, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it would be a good time to sell it. And
they copied my post. That was my post. That's exactly what I made. Let's see. No, I made this one.
Nice.
I think mine's better. How about this one? You want to see one I almost made? This is the one I thought about doing.
So it's possible that this news could only mean that OCRWC is included in the Unbreakable Pass, and that's it. And Spartan has no other influence into.
No, I feel like there's other stuff because both of them, Joe and Adrian, are both like, I can't talk to you right now, and they would just say that's it. I think there's more coming. But what do you think about this one?
I can't see that.
Okay, can you see it now?
You'll know at the finish line.
Bring that back to those CRWC.
Yeah, that one. I think it's going to be. Let's just speculate.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's going to be in Tahoe. I think
Okay.
um probably I feel like Tahoe weather is a little more potentially colder than the other locations that OCRWC has been, right?
Right. So if it's September, you mean obviously keeping the same weekend.
Oh yeah.
So let's go. Maybe it'll be Atmore, Alabama.
Maybe.
What was your experience? Did you come? You came to the. You guys came to the brunch, right? Did you stay in Pensacola? Where'd you stay?
We stayed in Pensacola. Yeah.
Okay. Where would you say Pensacola ranks? And Atmore, Alabama, the whole weekend experience. How would you rate it compared to the World Championship in Iceland or Sweden?
I guess I would compare it to the Vegas Tough Mudder experience, because that's the other tougher or world toughest Mudder that I've been to, and I definitely preferred the Vegas course, like the course, like the after brunch I think was a little bit better there. I don't know. It's just a different environment. not
Yep.
against Florida.
No, but I love that it got so cold. I mean, I just love that, like, no matter where we put this thing, it's like the gods of WTM just F with you. You know what I mean? It's like whenever we think it's going to be an easy year.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so cold at 4 or 5 in the morning. I mean, yeah. Usually it starts to warm up, I feel like, by then. Doesn't it start to go back up by then, or no?
No. I mean, especially there, because like the sun, it wasn't until the sun came out that it started to warm up, at all.
Right.
But so this is funny. After that race, I just crewed, right? I didn't do anything like active there, but I was up all night. I was moving around helping people. I had to get a massage a few days after because my neck was so tight, because I think I was so cold that I was like this the whole night.
Do you not have a dry row sponsor?
I did have my dry robe, but I'm cold. I'm a cold person. I don't know.
Dude, I had the best quote. I forgot who said this to me, but I think it must have been not Riedinger's girlfriend. I'm sorry. Abby. It must have been her, because I said, I wish I had my dry robe. I'm really cold. And she said, yes. How else would anyone know that you're an OCR fan?
Oh, yeah.
Because she does not come from our world, and therefore
She's what?
I said, because she doesn't come from our world and therefore has never seen one, unless you're on like the swim team, I think.
It's definitely a stronghold for them too. Yeah, I should have brought my long one. I brought my shorty.
I didn't know I have a short sleeved one, but I don't have there's a short one.
No, that's what I mean.
So these comments are so interesting. Someone just wrote OCR. Somebody just wrote OCR as we know it is dead. Sad times. What would make you think that?
I can see that because, so the people that are like diehard OCRWC are not necessarily the type of athletes that like want to go and race Spartan races. Like there's definitely a little bit of like polarization in those different fields. Even when you look at like the top OCR athletes, like some of them are just strict Spartan racers and they would never come over to OCRWC, and vice versa.
Well, but here's what's interesting is that there were a lot of Tough Mudder people that hated Joe. And then when Joe stepped in, they had to quit. They had to like change that. It was like they had to quit acting like they hated Joe. So same thing here. There are people that are like, again, like they think, you know what I'm saying? Like they think it's one or the other instead of like, oh, I see how this might be good for everybody.
Yeah. I hope that those races stay as they are. Like throwing like one Spartan obstacle into OCRWC would be fine. I don't know if it would really add to the experience, but it definitely wouldn't take away from it. But if all of a sudden OCRWC considers doing some other type of, penalties or something that's not mandatory obstacle completion, then that would be sad. Or if, I don't know, they want to like change the distances, or I don't know, wildly change anything else. I think that OCRWC is loved because it's unique, and it should stay that way.
All right. Well, I expected people to be more excited. I guess if we had more details, they'd be more excited, or they're just hungover from Thanksgiving. But I don't know. Maybe I'm in a bit in a bubble. Maybe I live in a bubble of OCR-ness, but I thought this was super exciting.
You probably do live in a bubble, but I also think that people probably don't even know what to think about this because we don't have details. We need details.
You won't tell me the best head shops in Boulder. Anything you'd like to know about me? Nicole, we got this time together before I let you go. Is there anything you want to know?
Man, I don't know. What's your like Thanksgiving family tradition?
Well, here's what's interesting. We keep it very simple here. We don't go anywhere. Like I have a couple sisters that live in town, but we keep it chill. We're the type that would like invite a friend over who doesn't have family, right?
Yeah.
And do it with us. Like that's kind of what we've always done. Like whatever ages the kids have been, Thanksgiving, Jewish holidays, it's like, do you want to invite anybody? It's like, yeah, invite so-and-so, like a good friend. Like that's to me what it's about. Like,
yeah,
you don't have to spend time with your family of origin, as we say, and then be miserable and have all that old shit come up like, oh my God, I got to go to my parents. You mean if you do go and it's great, but you know what I'm saying? You hear people say that all the time. Like, oh my God, my mom's staying here. It's like, why did you let your mom stay there? So anyway, so I used to really want to kind of make it a thing though. And like, when we do like the Jewish holidays, like, hey, let's do a couple of these prayers, blah, blah, blah. And the kids will not even sit and listen for 2 seconds. So it's like, okay, like I just let it go. Right. Just let it go. So yesterday we had Thanksgiving and Jackson wants to eat in his room. Fine. River doesn't really want to sit with us. So me, Stacy, and Emma sat together and it was really nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so and then this really cool thing happened when we had dessert. Little River came over and he said, oh, let's do what we're thankful for. And so then like, it was like super sweet because I wasn't expecting it. It was really nice. So yeah, that's what we did. What about you? Were you in the van? Were you outside of the van?
I am in Austin, Texas. Well, I'm outside of Austin. I'm in Fredericksburg, which is like a German town in Texas. It's like, it has a German influence, and it's in the Texas Hill Country. There's lots of wineries around here. And so I came here because it was like a good kind of meeting point for my family who lives in Texas. So we just hung out at the Airbnb and made traditional Thanksgiving food. I did all my run and bike and stuff, and they just hung out. And then today we're going to the Admiral Nimitz Museum, which is in Fredericksburg. So
Alrighty.
Unusual. We're not really home, but we're in Texas. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, thanks for coming on short time with me.